Atlanta has been shaken to its core, and the streets are buzzing with questions nobody can answer. Reports have surfaced that Kirk Frost, the longtime love and hip-hop figure and husband to Rashida, has been taken into custody after an explosive confrontation turned violent. Fans can hardly believe it. Social media is flooded with disbelief, anger, and heartbreak as people ask the same haunting question: how did it come to this? The Frosts have weathered more storms than most couples could even imagine, from cheating scandals to secret children, to public fights that tore through reality TV screens. Kirk and Rashida seem to stand the test of time, no matter how many fans swore the marriage was finished. Yet this latest scandal feels different. The whispers say that after a heated argument in their Atlanta home spiraled out of control, Rashida was left shaken and Kirk was led away in handcuffs. Eyewitnesses claim the night was anything but ordinary. Neighbors reported shouting that could be heard down the block, doors slamming, and Rashida's voice rising with raw pain and fury. Minutes later, flashing red and blue lights cut through the quiet suburban street as squad cars arrived at the Frost residence. Kirk was seen being escorted out, his face a storm of anger and regret, while Rashida stood silently in the doorway, her arms crossed, tears streaking her face, the picture of heartbreak. The arrest has thrown the entire love and hip-hop fan base into chaos. Has Kirk finally crossed the line that no apology, no public statement, and no reconciliation can ever fix? Or is this yet another twisted chapter in the saga of a marriage that has lived more lives than anyone thought possible? What makes this moment even more shocking is the silence from both camps. Rashida hasn't made a single statement. Kirk's social media has gone dark. Even close friends, like young jock Carly Red and Jasmine Washington, the woman at the center of Kirk's most infamous affair, have avoided weighing in. The quiet only fuels the fire, leaving fans desperate for answers. Tonight, we dive deep into what happened, what led to this shocking arrest, and how the fallout is tearing apart not only the Frost family but the entire Atlanta scene. Buckle up, because this isn't just another love and hip-hop storyline. This is real-life chaos, and it's playing out in front of millions. The night began with tension that had been building for months. Rashida had been carrying the weight of suspicion, anger, and exhaustion, while Kirk brushed her concerns aside with the same dismissive charm that once won her over. But this time, the argument wasn't about old wounds, it was about something new, something that pierced deeper than any past betrayal. Neighbors later said they heard the shouting echo through the quiet cul-de-sac. "You think you can keep disrespecting me and I'm just gonna smile for the cameras?" Rashida's voice rang out, raw and trembling. Kirk's reply was muffled, but witnesses described it as harsh, full of curses and slamming doors. The Frost home became a battlefield of words, and neither side was willing to back down. Rashida accused Kirk of hiding money, of sneaking around, of feeding lies to protect his image. He shot back, accusing her of playing the victim, of loving the fame more than the marriage. At one point, Rashida's voice cracked through the night. "I gave you everything, Kirk. I carried this family, I carried your mistakes, and you still found a way to break me again." There was a pause, a silence that neighbors later said was more chilling than the shouting. Then came the sound of something heavy crashing, followed by Rashida's cry. Moments later, police cars flooded the street. When Kirk was let out in cuffs, the cameras weren't far behind. Fans caught blurry clips on their phones, posting them instantly online. "This can't be real," one fan tweeted, while another wrote, "Kirk finally pushed Rashida too far. This is the end of them for good." By morning, #free, RASHEEDA, and #Kirk arrested were both trending, and the love and hip-hop fandom was split between heartbreak and fury. The silence from Rashida, usually active Instagram, only fueled speculation. People swore they saw bruises on her face in the shadows of the police footage, while others claimed she looked more furious than hurt, as if she had finally reached her breaking point. Inside the Frost household, the children were left shaken. Kelsey, Kirk's daughter from a previous relationship, reportedly stormed out, shouting, "I'm done with this family circus." Meanwhile, Rashida's relatives gathered around her, urging her to leave once and for all. The weight of years of humiliation and public embarrassment hung in the air like a thick fog. Still, some insiders whispered that Rashida wasn't ready to cut ties completely. "She loves him," a close friend confided. "But love can't erase this kind of night." Fans were desperate for answers, and when Jasmine Washington, the woman at the heart of Kirk's most infamous cheating scandal, posted a cryptic, Instagram story of a broken heart emoji with the words "I told y'all." The internet exploded. Was Jasmine involved again? Did she know something about what triggered the fight? Rumors swirled that Kirk had been in contact with Jasmine behind Rashida's back, reigniting old wounds that never healed. The betrayal cut deeper because this time, it wasn't just gossip. Police were involved. The Frost brand, their businesses, and even their roles on Love and Hip Hop hung in the balance. Kirk's friends tried to do damage control. Young Jock posted a vague message, "Y'all don't know the full story. Don't believe every headline." But the fans weren't buying it. Carly Red, never one to hold her tongue, went live on Instagram with tears in her eyes, saying, "I've known Rashida too long to see her like this. She don't deserve this, not after all she's been through." Her words sent shockwaves through the fandom. If Carly, who had been both friend and foe to Rashida, was siding with her so publicly, the situation had to be serious. Behind closed doors, the family tried to piece together what came next. Rashida sat silently at her kitchen table, clutching her phone, ignoring the dozens of calls from producers, friends, and business partners. "Mama, please just leave him," one of her sons pleaded, his voice breaking. Rashida shook her head slowly, whispering, "You don't understand. If I walk away, it all falls apart. The store, the brand, everything we built. He ties himself to me so tight I can't breathe without dragging him along." Her words revealed the depth of her torment. Trapped between love, loyalty, and survival. Meanwhile, Kirk sat in a holding cell, his mind racing. He replayed the night in his head, the shouting, the rage, the moment he saw fear in Rashida's eyes. He muttered to himself, "I didn't mean for it to go that far." Another inmate overheard and said, "Nobody ever does, man. But here you are." Kirk's pride was crumbling, replaced by an unfamiliar sense of dread. For the first time, he wondered if Rashida might actually let him go, and the thought scared him more than the cold walls of the jail. As the hours passed, new details began to surface. Sources close to the Frosts revealed that Rashida had discovered suspicious messages on Kirk's phone earlier that week. The name wasn't Jasmine this time, but someone knew, a young woman connected to one of Kirk's business associates. It was the final straw, the insider explained. Rashida confronted him, and all hell broke loose. Fans who once defended Kirk turned on him, calling him toxic, a serial cheater, and the downfall of his own family. The once loyal audience that had kept him relevant now demanded accountability. By the next evening, Rashida finally broke her silence, posting a simple black screen with the words, "Enough is enough." The post racked up millions of likes within hours, with fans flooding the comments in support. Celebrities chimed in too. K. Michelle tweeted, "Praying for Rashida. No woman deserves this." Tiny Harris wrote, "Stay strong sis, we love you." The wave of public sympathy grew, while Kirk's reputation sank deeper into the mud. His bail hearing became the most anticipated court appearance in Atlanta, with paparazzi swarming the courthouse, hoping for a glimpse of the fractured couple. Inside the courtroom, tensions soared. Rashida arrived with her head held high, flanked by family and friends. Kirk entered looking weary, his lawyer whispering frantically in his ear. The judge's stern voice filled the room. "Mr. Frost, you are charged with assault following an altercation at your residence." Kirk's jaw tightened, his eyes darting toward Rashida, who refused to meet his gaze. The moment was electric, charged with years of unresolved pain and betrayal. Fans camped outside held signs that read, "Justice for Rashida and Kirk must pay." Reporters shouted questions. "Rashida, are you leaving him?" "Kirk, what do you have to say to your fans?" Neither answered, but the biggest shock came when Jasmine Washington herself appeared in the back of the courtroom, sunglasses on, lips pressed into a smug line. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Rashida finally turned her head, locking eyes with Jasmine, and the tension was so thick it felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. Fans watching from live streams couldn't believe it. "What is Jasmine doing there?" one commenter wrote. Another said, "This just turned into the wildest episode of Love and Hip Hop ever, and it ain't even on TV." The drama only escalated when Jasmine later claimed in an exclusive interview that Kirk had been reaching out to her just weeks before the arrest, saying he missed what they had. Whether it was true or another ploy to insert herself into the chaos didn't matter, fans ate it up. The betrayal narrative grew sharper, cutting into Rashida's already raw wounds. Friends begged her to cut ties for good, while others whispered she might use the scandal as fuel for her empire. After all, Rashida had turned pain into profit before. Could she do it again? The Frost legacy hung in the balance, and everyone had an opinion. Some fans declared the marriage dead. Others insisted Rashida would stay, if only to prove the haters wrong. But one thing was clear. The arrest had shattered whatever fragile trust was left. Every whispered rumor, every suspicious glance, every social media post added gasoline to the fire. And as the dust settled from Kirk's arrest, the real question emerged. Was this the final chapter, or just another twisted beginning? As Rashida sat in that courtroom staring straight ahead, her mind was a storm. The whispers around her, the flash of cameras, the eyes of strangers glued to her pain, all of it pressed down like a weight she couldn't shake. Kirk shifted in his seat, his lawyer pushing him to look remorseful, but his pride wouldn't let him bow. His jaw stayed tight, his eyes occasionally flickering with that same defiance that once charmed her and now disgusted her. The judge announced bail, setting the amount high enough to make Kirk flinch. Outside, the frenzy reached fever pitch, with fans screaming, "Rashida, leave him," and others booing as Kirk was escorted away. But the night didn't end there. Hours later, Rashida returned home, her phone buzzing endlessly. Her mother, Shirley, was already waiting with her arms folded. "Baby, how many times do you have to be embarrassed before you realize this man ain't gone change?" Shirley's voice was sharp but trembling with worry. Rashida sank into the couch, exhausted, her tears finally breaking through. "Mama, you don't understand," she whispered. "Every time I try to leave, there's another reason I can't. The kids, the business, the life we built." Shirley grabbed her hand. "That man is tearing you apart, and it's time you think about saving yourself before there's nothing left to save." Meanwhile, Kirk managed to make bail by morning. Cameras caught him exiting the jail, ducking his head, hiding behind a hoodie. But the internet saw enough. Clips spread like wildfire, with captions like "Kirk walks free but fans say his marriage is done, and will Rashida finally divorce him?" The pressure mounted. He called Rashida dozens of times, but she ignored him. When he showed up at the house unannounced, pounding on the door, Shirley blocked him. "You better get off this porch, Kirk. You're not welcome here tonight." Kirk's temper flared, his voice rising. "That's my wife. That's my house, too." But Rashida's voice cut through from inside, trembling yet firm. "Go home, Kirk. Whatever home you got left." By now, the wider Love and Hip Hop cast had jumped in. Carly Red went live again, practically shouting, "Y'all, Rashida been protecting this man for years. You think this is the first time something went down? Please, she just never wanted y'all to see it." Fans went wild with speculation, accusing Carly of spilling long-buried secrets. Young Jock tried to mediate, posting a video urging people to stop judging from the outside. But even he slipped, adding, "Kirk gotta face what he did." That one line set the blogs on fire. Then came the twist no one expected. Jasmine Washington returned to the spotlight, but this time not just with cryptic posts. She sat down for an interview with a local Atlanta blogger, sipping tea literally and figuratively as she spoke. "Look, I tried to tell Rashida years ago that Kirk ain't the man she think he is. He was still hitting me up even after all the drama. And y'all really think I'm the only one? Please, there are receipts." The word receipts sent fans spiraling, and sure enough, Jasmine pulled out screenshots of texts she claimed were from Kirk just 2 weeks before the arrest. The messages read, "I miss those nights. Don't tell nobody I hit you." The internet nearly collapsed under the weight of the gossip. Was Jasmine lying for clout? Or had Kirk truly been reaching out again, playing both sides like he always did? Rashida saw the interview from her living room, her hands shaking as her son tried to take the phone away. "Mama, don't look at that mess." But Rashida pushed his hand aside, tears brimming in her eyes. "He'll never stop humiliating me. Never." When Kirk got wind of Jasmine's claims, he exploded. He called Jock, ranting, "She lying. Man, she just want attention. I ain't text her." But Jock sounded unconvinced. "Kirk, everybody's seen the receipts. If they fake, prove it. But right now, it don't look good." Kirk slammed the phone down, pacing his empty house, realizing for the first time how alone he was. His wife wouldn't speak to him, his kids were disgusted, and his friends were keeping their distance. The next day, Rashida met with Love and Hip Hop producers. They wanted her reaction on camera, knowing this scandal was bigger than anything they could script. Rashida leaned back in her chair, folding her arms. "This ain't no storyline," she said coldly. This is my real life falling apart, and y'all wanna profit from it. The producers pushed gently. Fans want to hear from you. This could be your chance to finally tell your side. Rashida shook her head, tears threatening again. My side. My side been ignored for years. All people ever see is me standing by him like some fool. Maybe this time I'm done standing. But even as she wrestled with her pain, fans noticed something. Rashida had stopped wearing her wedding ring. On Instagram, she posted a picture promoting her boutique, but eagle-eyed followers zoomed in on her bare finger. Comments poured in. Sis, finally free. It's about time. We stand single Rashida. The buzz was deafening, and blogs churned out headlines. Is Rashida finally divorcing Kirk Frost? The real bombshell, however, came later that week during a tense family meeting. Rashida's sons, Carter and Kai, sat beside her, both visibly shaken by the events. Kelsey returned too, her arms crossed in frustration. Daddy embarrassed us again, she snapped. You keep taking him back, and we keep paying the price. Rashida tried to keep her composure. I'm trying to protect this family, she whispered. Kelsey shot back. Protect us. Mama, you protecting him. And for what? So he can keep cheating, keep lying, keep hurting you. The room fell silent, Rashida's tears the only answer. Meanwhile, Kirk wasn't done fighting. He hired a PR team to spin the story, painting himself as the victim of exaggerated rumors. A statement was released, claiming, Mr. Frost maintains his innocence. He denies any physical harm against his wife, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. But fans weren't convinced. Screenshots of his supposed messages to Jasmine still circulated, and even if they were fake, the damage was already done. Too little, too late, one fan commented. Another wrote, we watched you dog Rashida for years. Now the truth is catching up. The tension boiled over when Rashida finally agreed to meet Kirk face to face. Cameras weren't there, this time at least, not officially, but someone leaked audio from the encounter. Rashida's voice trembled with rage. Why, Kirk, why do you? Kirk's voice cracked with desperation. Keep dragging me through hell. I messed up, I know, but I didn't touch you like that. You gotta believe me. Rashida's reply cut like a blade. Believe you? After Jasmine, after the lies, after the cops dragging you out of my house. I'm done believing. Within hours, the leaked audio hit the internet. Every blog, every gossip page, every fan dissected the pauses, the trembling breaths, the raw emotion. It sounded like the end. But Atlanta wasn't ready for what came next. A new woman stepped into the spotlight. Not Jasmine, someone else. She claimed she had been with Kirk only a month before his arrest. To prove it, she released photos of herself and Kirk together at an Atlanta lounge. The internet exploded. Rashida's supporters flooded her page with encouragement. Walk away. This man will never change. Blogs ran headlines like, Kirk's double life exposed. The betrayal was total. Through it all, Rashida stayed silent. No clap back at Jasmine. No response to the new woman. No defense for Kirk. Nothing. Instead, she kept posting photos of her children, her boutique, her fashion brand. Fans called it strength. She's done explaining herself, one comment read. She's about to rise from the ashes, but others wondered if silence meant something darker, that she was still trapped, still struggling. The Frost saga had become bigger than a scandal. It was now a public unraveling, pulling in family, friends, and fans. The children felt it most. Young Carter refused school for a week, afraid of classmates whispering behind his back. Kai shut off calls from his father, telling friends, I don't want to hear another excuse. And Kelsey, torn between love and rage, began speaking privately, with bloggers. One outlet quoted her, my daddy been on nonsense for years, I love him, but he gotta take responsibility. This ain't just a storyline anymore. Her words hit the internet like a thunderbolt. Some fans called her brave. Others accused her of betrayal. Meanwhile, Kirk spiraled, locked out of his home, vilified online, cut off from his kids' heat, drowned in isolation. Late one night, he called Jock, his words slurred with liquor. Man, they trying to erase me. Like I ain't ever done nothing for nobody. Rashida wouldn't even have half this if it wasn't for me. Jock's sigh was heavy. Brr, you brought this on yourself. You think everybody lying? Jasmine, that new chick, even your own daughter. You gotta face it. Kirk slammed the phone, but Jock's words lingered like poison. Then came the business blow. Mona Scott, the executive producer of Love and Hip Hop, released a statement. "We are deeply concerned about the allegations involving Mr. Frost. While we respect Rashida and her family's privacy, we are committed to a safe environment for our cast." The translation was clear. Kirk's role on the show was at risk. Without it, his relevance would fade. That fear pushed him deeper into desperation. While Kirk unraveled, Rashida was finding new strength. Erica Dixon, Carly Red, and Bambi quietly reached out. At a private gathering away from cameras, Rashida finally broke. Tears streaked her face as she whispered, "I can't believe I'm back here again. After all the forgiveness, all the second chances, I thought maybe he'd finally change." Erica placed a hand on her shoulder. "Girl, you've been carrying his baggage too long. Time to let him carry his own." Carly leaned forward, blunt as ever. "You scared to lose everything you built with him? You'll build it again. This time, without him weighing you down." The very next morning, Rashida broke her silence online. No makeup, no filter, sitting in her boutique, her voice trembling. "I know everybody been waiting for me to say something. Truth is, I don't owe anybody an explanation. What I will say is this: nobody deserves to be disrespected, humiliated, or betrayed over and over again. I've reached my limit. I'm focusing on me and my kids right now. That's it." It was short, but it landed like a thunderclap. Fans poured in. "We love you, Rashida. Finally, free. Stand strong, Queen." Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Kirk sat on his couch watching, his phone buzzing non-stop. The world was lifting Rashida while he was sinking deeper as the villain. In desperation, he posted his own video. His face sagged with regret. "Y'all don't know the truth. I made mistakes, but I never hurt my wife. People saying this for clout, but I love Rashida. I'll always love her." The internet tore him apart. "Too late, Kirk. Should have thought about that before, Jasmine. Nobody believes you." The most shocking response was Rashida's silence. She didn't acknowledge him, didn't throw shade, didn't defend. Her silence became her weapon. Blogs ran headlines. "Rashida breaks free by saying nothing." But the saga wasn't done. A leaked police report surfaced. It described Rashida as tearful, distraught, and uncooperative with her husband on the night of the arrest. Worse, it claimed she had visible injuries. Fans erupted. "Lock him up. This ain't cheating anymore. This is abuse." Kirk's lawyers scrambled, calling the report misleading, but the damage was irreversible. Behind closed doors, Rashida's family confronted her. Kai shouted, furious, "Mama, why are you even thinking about staying? He crossed the line." Rashida's voice shook. "Y'all don't understand. This marriage ain't just about me and him. It's about the businesses, the image, the life we created." Kelsey snapped back, tears in her eyes. "That life is killing us. Mama, it's killing you." Meanwhile, Jasmine couldn't resist stirring the flames. She posted a champagne photo with the caption, "Told y'all, the truth always comes out." Carly Red even commented, "You messy, but you ain't lying." That single comment sparked chaos. Jasmine went live, snapping back, "Carly, you got skeletons too. Don't come for me unless you ready for me to spill." Fans devoured the feud, turning the Frost collapse into a circus. Still, Rashida stayed quiet in public. Paparazzi spotted her at dinner with Erica and Bambi, without Kirk. Blogs speculated she was meeting divorce lawyers. Others claimed she was rebranding her boutique into a movement for women breaking free from toxic love. Hashtags trended. Hashtag free Rasheeda. #BossUp. And Kirk. He was running out of chances. Mufi showed up at Rashida's boutique, unannounced, cameras catching every second. He begged to speak with her, but security blocked him. "Please, baby, just talk to me," he shouted as paparazzi snapped photos. Rashida emerged briefly, her expression icy. "This ain't the place. Kirk, you need to leave." The moment was caught on video and spread like wildfire. Fans replayed the clip endlessly, pointing out her calm authority versus his frantic desperation. "She's finally in control." One fan tweeted. "He's lost everything. The arrest, the betrayals, the endless drama, it all built to a boiling point." The Frost family wasn't just fractured, it was shattered. And as the streets of Atlanta buzzed with speculation, one question loomed larger than all the others. Was Rashida truly ready to walk away this time, or would history repeat itself once again? The city was watching. Atlanta had seen scandals before, but nothing Like this? The Frosts were more than just a couple on a reality show, they had become symbols of resilience, of messy but enduring love. To see that image crumble in real time left fans divided, confused, and hungry for answers. Days after Kirk's desperate visit to the boutique, Rashida made a move that shocked everyone. Paparazzi caught her walking into a downtown law office, her head held high, flanked by two close friends. The photos were splashed across every blog within hours. Headlines screamed, "Rashida meets divorce lawyers, is this the end?" Fans went wild, some celebrating her newfound independence, others begging her to think twice. "Don't let him drag you down no more," one supporter wrote. Another commented, 20 years down the drain, just like that." Inside the office, Rashida sat with her lawyers, hands trembling as she signed documents. "This doesn't mean I'm filing today," she clarified, her voice heavy. "But I need to know my options." The lawyers explained everything: property division, child custody, business assets, and with every word, Rashida's stomach turned. She realized just how tangled her life was with Kirk's, how every dollar and decision was tied together. It wasn't just about leaving a man, it was about untangling an empire. Meanwhile, Kirk spiraled deeper. Friends stopped answering his calls. Even Jock, his most loyal confidant, finally told him, "Man, you need help. You need to get yourself together before you lose everything." But Kirk wasn't listening. He went live on Instagram, slurring his words, ranting about betrayal. "Everybody against me. My wife, my kids, my so-called friends. I built all this, and now y'all wanna cancel me. Nah, I ain't going out like that." The video was taken down within hours, but not before millions saw it. Fans were horrified. "He's losing it," one commenter said. "This is sad." To watch. Then came the most unexpected twist of all. A leaked audio recording hit the blogs, allegedly from a private phone call between Kirk and Jasmine. In it, Kirk's voice could be heard saying, "You know I only wanted you. Rashida, don't understand me the way you do." Jasmine giggled softly before replying, "Then why you still with her?" The clip ended abruptly, but it was enough. Fans lost their minds. "This man is a menace." One tweet read, "He's still playing both sides." The betrayal felt endless, and Rashida's supporters doubled down on urging her to walk away for good. At home, Rashida sat with her kids, the recording playing on her phone. She closed her eyes, shaking her head. Carter muttered, "Mama, he'll never change." Kai added, "We got your back, whatever you decide." Their voices gave her strength. For the first time in years, she felt like she wasn't standing alone. The tension reached a climax at a public charity gala. Both Kirk and Rashida were scheduled to attend, having committed months before the scandal erupted. Organizers begged them to cancel, fearing chaos, but both showed up. Rashida arrived first, dazzling in a gold gown, her posture unshakable. The cameras loved her. Fans online wrote, "She's glowing without him." Minutes later, Kirk appeared in a dark suit, looking worn, his face tight with nerves. The crowd gasped as they spotted each other across the room. Reporters swarmed, capturing every second as Kirk tried to approach her. "Can we talk?" he asked under his breath, his voice trembling. Rashida didn't even pause. She walked past him, her head high, ignoring his presence as if he were invisible. The clip went viral instantly, fans cheering her strength. "That's the moment she took her power back," one blog declared. But behind the scenes, Kirk wasn't done. He cornered her near the exit, his voice breaking. "Please, Rashida, I'm begging you. Don't let it end like this." Rashida turned, her eyes filled with both fury and sorrow. "It already ended, Kirk. You just too blind to see it." Her words cut through him sharper than any headline, sharper than any gossip. He stood frozen as she walked away, leaving him surrounded by flashing cameras and deafening silence. The fallout was immediate. Producers announced that Kirk's role on Love and Hip Hop was under review, while Rashida was offered her own spin-off series focusing on her life and business. Fans rejoiced. "She's the star, anyway," one commenter wrote. Another said, "We're tuning in for her, not him." Kirk's empire crumbled, while Rashida's brand soared. But not everything was resolved. Late-night talk shows debated whether Rashida would truly divorce him or if, like in years past, she might forgive. Blogs speculated endlessly. Some insiders swore she was already planning her next move, while others insisted her heart was still torn. Friends described her as both relieved and heartbroken. "She still loves him," one insider whispered. But love don't erase 20 years of betrayal. Fans were relentless in their demands. We need answers. Is she leaving or not? She owes us closure. The Frost saga had consumed the city, and every whisper, every Instagram post, every paparazzi sighting sent ripples through the fandom. For Kirk, the silence was unbearable. He released one last statement through his lawyer. Mr. Frost asks for privacy as he works to repair his marriage and rebuild his family. But by then, the fans had already moved on. Rashida had become the hero of the story, the phoenix rising from the ashes, while Kirk was left as the cautionary tale. And still, questions lingered. Would Rashida actually sign those divorce papers? Would Kirk's career survive the scandal? Would Jasmine reveal even more? The answers were unclear, but one thing was certain: the Frost family would never be the same. Atlanta was forever changed by that one night, that one arrest, and the endless fallout that followed. The saga of Kirk and Rasheeda Frost has shaken Atlanta and the entire love and hip-hop fanbase like never before. What began as a heated argument spiraled into flashing lights, police sirens, and an arrest that nobody expected. From leaked texts and cryptic posts to courtroom standoffs and explosive interviews, the story has played out like a tragedy written in real time. Fans are left stunned, divided, and desperate for closure. Some say Rashida has finally found the strength to walk away, that her silence and her bare finger are proof she's done standing by a man who dragged her through humiliation after humiliation. Others whisper that love, history, and empire will keep her tied to Kirk, no matter how deep the wounds run. And then there are the lingering shadows. Jasmine's claims, the mysterious new woman, the audio leaks that paint a picture of betrayal so tangled it may never fully unravel. One thing is certain: this isn't just reality television anymore. This is real life, with real pain, real consequences, and a family left in pieces. The world is watching closely, and every move Rashida makes could shift the entire narrative. Will she sign those divorce papers? Will Kirk find redemption? Or is his empire already in ashes? Will Jasmine and the other women keep stepping forward with new revelations? Or is the worst yet to come? We want to hear from you. Do you believe Rashida should finally walk away for good? Or is there still a chance this marriage can be saved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because the debate is far from over. And don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on this unbelievable scandal. The streets are talking, the fans are demanding answers, and the story of Kirk and Rasheeda Frost is only just beginning.